Welcome into episode 5 of Outside the Law. As always, my name is Colby Smith, and I'm super duper pleased and excited to be joined today by Hudson Valley's Brendan Connolly and Canisius's Connor Waiting. Fellas, how's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. Glad to be back on the show with you, and I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Missed you, Colby.
Missed you too, Connor. Brendan, I'll throw the first question your way. I know you've been heavily involved in fall ball at Hudson Valley these last couple weeks. How's things going up there? And you want to just talk a little bit about what the season's been like so far?
Yeah, it's been great. We started early September. We kind of got right into it, right into practices and then games. Our schedule, we're practicing almost every single day. And so far we've played University of Siena and Albany. We played pretty good. I think, the talent we got on the team is really good. I think, just gelling with the new guys, it takes time. So we're just getting to know the freshmen, and then we look really good. We beat Siena in game 2 of our doubleheader, and we played really good baseball against them. And then last week we played Albany. We played pretty well against them. We didn't end up winning, but for a junior college, there's obviously work that needs to be done, but we're playing some pretty decent baseball right now.
And Connor, for you, someone who made that transition from community college to now playing at Canisius, talk a little bit about your decision to ultimately end up at Canisius and how have things been going so far this fall?
Um, so my decision, obviously, everyone in high school, junior college want to go to Division 1. That was a goal of mine. Um, but really I was looking for a coaching staff that I really connected with and felt that I could grow with and fail also and be able to be built back up. And that's what I felt when I talked with the coaches here. I also have, I guess, family ties to Buffalo. My dad went to University of Buffalo. My mom went to Damon, which is right down the road. So that was also an important factor to me, being like close to my family, having close family ties here. And the fall is great. It's definitely not junior college for sure. With the facilities and all that, but we've been inter squading for a while now. We played Niagara County Community College. We play Erie Community College this week. So it's been fun. It's been a nice transition, getting back to the Division 1 level with the pitching and the rough schedule, but it's awesome. I love it.
And Connor, what was that whole process like this summer, truly like when you were trying to decide where you wanted to go this fall?
Honestly, it was stressful. It wasn't always hearing what I wanted to hear from schools, wasn't getting the schools I wanted to go to necessarily. Um, but it was I was patient, enjoyed my time in Oneonta and just let it play out however it was supposed to play out, and I'm happy it ended up the way it did.
Brendan, now I'll go back to you. You talked about those games that you've been playing so far this fall. I know you were coming off a shoulder injury this summer. How have you recovered from that, and how have you personally been pleased with the progress you've made?
Yeah, I've made a lot of progress. After the shoulder injury, I did 6 to 8 weeks of physical therapy. And once I finished that, it was still, a process getting back into throwing. For the first week that I was up here, I wasn't really throwing at all. I was taking it really easy. I just wanted to ease into the fall. And then I started to feel good. I've been doing a band routine before I throw. And then, I spoke to my coach and he was like, "How are you feeling?" And I told him, "Listen, I want to play this fall." And he was like, "It's very important because, we're playing against some 4-year schools. So you get seen." And I just made sure that I was ready. And I've been feeling really good. I've been playing a lot of second base. So, my arm's been feeling a lot better. I've been making sure to take care of it. But to come off an injury like that, you just gotta be careful. Because I do want to be ready for the spring, and I will be. I feel great right now. I'm ready for the fall right now. So I've been doing a good job with it. And yeah, the injury is it's over with, it's done with. So I'm glad to move on.
Connor, I'll circle back to what you said about how Canisius isn't like junior college. What have your classes been like so far? How have you been doing trying to find that balance between baseball and schoolwork?
Uh, my classes, they're interesting. Um, I have to take some classes. We're a Jesuit school, so I have to take some classes based on that. I'm taking a Eastern Orthodox Christianity class, medieval art, English, and an athletic bracing and taping class, which is finally related to my major. Um, it's kind of an all-day affair with classes. New transfers are required to do 6 hours a week at study hall, so I got to make sure I'm getting in the library, more or less for the first time in college. And then we go into practice. We'll have either offensive based days, team defense days. Like today will be a team defense day. Tuesday, Thursdays, I'm up early, 7:30 a.m. for sprints. We lift Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, inter squad Friday, Saturday. It's a lot, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. We you get your downtime at the end, hang out with the team. The team's gotten really close really fast, almost as fast as I got with as close as we got with at Hudson Valley my sophomore year. So it's been cool. It's in the beginning it was a little rough to balance, but gotten into it. We're almost 2 months in now, so get feeling great with the flow of how everything's going.
And Brendan, how about for you? How's classes going, and what's the baseball routine really like?
Yeah, I mean, for me this fall I'm taking 19 credits, so it's a lot. I have a lot on my plate, and then baseball on top of it. My routine, I have off on Mondays, but Tuesdays I got two classes. I'm taking a lot of online classes. Wednesdays I got anatomy and physiology, and then every practice is around 5 and 6 o'clock. But they'll do an open facility where some of the coaches will open up around 2 o'clock, maybe three some days. So I'll definitely try to get in there, get my early work done. I'll do a stretch, maybe a lift. Definitely hit off the machine, do my hitting routine, take some ground balls on the field, and then I've already gotten extra work in before practice. So then you go out and practice, and you're one step ahead. But the routine's been great. I think we've definitely had more access to the facility this year in the fall. We have new coaches who come in to open up. So it's been great. And, just adjusting with it, coming off of summer where we didn't have classes, it's taken some time to get back into. But 2 months in, like Connor said, you get used to it.
Well, you mentioned new coaches. What's it like as a baseball player getting accustomed working with and dealing with new coaches?
Yeah, I mean, the head coach is the same. Our assistants are the same. We added two additional new assistant coaches who've been great. One of them was a player for us last year, Armando, and a new coach from Plattsburgh. He actually played at Hudson Valley last year, or 2 years ago or something like that. He's Jack. He's a great coach. They've been great. They open up the facility for the players when the other coaches can't make it, so we can get our extra work in. And just listening to their philosophy of what they have to say about everything, it's great. I love it.
And Connor, for you personally, what do you enjoy most about the coaching staff that you have at Canisius right now, and what do you particularly find to be the best qualities in a coach?
Um, so first, the best qualities in a coach, and it was something that I got from the coach at Hudson Valley, is being able to talk through things, not having like a cookie cutter. This is how every single guy needs to do it. Everyone does everything exactly the same. Everyone's different. I don't think that works. That's not a coaching style I respond to well. Um, and that's kind of how it is here, which is what helped my decision is I felt a connection close to the Hudson Valley staff where we talk through things. My swing isn't being changed, my approach isn't being changed. We're gonna talk through my failures and my struggles and all that and work to be better, but not change completely everything. Minor mental changes, minor physical changes. And that's really what I've enjoyed the most. That's what got me here. That's what I've connected the most with the coaches is we talk through things and find the best solution for each individual person.
Brendan, I'll kind of throw a similar question your way. In terms of what you respond to best, what kind of qualities do you look for in a coach?
Yeah, I look for a coach who has great leadership. Our coaches here at Hudson Valley are great. Josh Parrow, he's a great coach, phenomenal coach. And he looks for all the right things. He wants you to play hard. We're at a junior college, so he knows that you're here for 2 years, and you got to, if you want to go and play at a 4 year, you really got to give it your all, and just be present in the moment. That's what he talks about a lot. And that's what I love. And even with my hitting coach, Coach Sportman, it's very open. Like the communication is there. We have a great feel of like what you want to talk about, how you can improve yourself, how to get better. And they're there to help you. They want the best for you. And I think that's something that at Hudson Valley that, I don't take for granted because it's awesome. I've never really had that before where these guys, every single day they come in there. This is their lives too. And they want the best for you. And that's what I really look for. And these coaches have been great for me at Hudson Valley.
Well, Connor, now I'll go back to you. Each of you have kind of talked about the coaches that you have now. Are there any particular coaches, mentors, anybody that you had growing up that's really kind of made you the person who you are today?
Um, I think one of my biggest I guess mentors or influences in my life, baseball wise, is my hitting coach back home, Greg Thompson. He went to my high school, ended up at St. John's, then later got drafted by the Diamondbacks. And when I hit with him, it wasn't necessarily mechanical based or like anything physical. We talk a lot about mental, what to think, especially when you're struggling, how to think for yourself, coach yourself around your struggles. Um, I'll still text him to this day. He's been a big part of my baseball journey. I practically live at that facility while I'm home, so he's been a huge part of building me as the player I am right now.
Brendan, how about for you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was definitely my dad. My dad, he played Division I baseball at St. Francis in Brooklyn, and then he signed with the Expos after college. So I always looked up to him. And then recently it's been my uncle John, who never really had a baseball experience, but he ended up buying a baseball academy in the Dominican Republic, and his son always wanted to play, so he started learning all this stuff about baseball, and he became one of the best trainers I know. And he's been a real role model to me. I mean, he's helped me develop me to where my career has been, to where my career has come. And out of high school, I took a gap year to live with him in South Carolina, and I was training with him every day. I needed to get bigger and faster, and I just need to work on a lot of the small things with him. And he helped me develop those little skills, even the mental game skills that I needed. And he's been a real impact on my life. So him and my dad have definitely made the most impact for me.
Well, and tell me about that gap year you took. How do you feel like that was such a big thing for you? And do you feel like you'd be where you are today without it?
No, absolutely not. I think I wouldn't be anywhere close to where I am today. Out of high school, I didn't really play that much. I wasn't, nearly the player that I am today. I needed it. I was very small out of high school. I needed to put on weight. I need to get a little bigger, faster, stronger. And my uncle knew how to do all that stuff. He knew how to take an athlete and develop him. And that's what I went there for. And I'm thankful for God every day that, I was able to do that. And he gave me the opportunity to, because, he opened his house to me, and he really wanted the best for me. And, like I said, we didn't only do, physical things. We also talked a lot about the mental game because baseball is a tough game. And, I wouldn't be where I am without him. He's definitely helped me mature in a lot of ways. And I needed some of the physical tools too, because I couldn't really compete at my size that I was in high school. And now at a junior college, I'm able to go out, compete, and feel like I belong. And now, hopefully, God willing, that I will be at a 4 year next year, competing at a very high level. So I'm very grateful for it.
Well, and with talking about the mental side of the game, Connor, I'll start with you on this one. How do you go about dealing with how tough of a game baseball is mentally, and what are just kind of some of the things that you've really learned through all that?
The biggest thing I've learned is how to forget, especially when you step outside the white lines and the game's over. You wipe it. You take what you learned from the day, and that's about it. You can't let it affect going forward, your mood at home, anything like that. Even at bat to at bat, if I strike out in my first at bat, I still have two, three, four more. Got to go play first also. Just learning how to wipe it and just kind of shrug your shoulders and be like, get the next one. Has been a huge learning curve for me, figuring that out. We talk about it here with the coaches. If the first pitch you get, you swing through, so what? You have two more strikes to figure it out. So that's my best advice, and the biggest thing I've learned is learning how to wipe it, learning how to forget quickly, is the best way to keep your head in this game.
Brendan, how about for you?
Yeah, I agree with everything that Connor said. Forgetting everything quickly because this game is tough and it's a game of failure. You're gonna fail. If you succeed 3 times out of 10, you're one of the best. So, I mean, definitely forgetting, and then also just believing in yourself, having that confidence in yourself, even when things aren't going right and aren't going your way. Not getting down on yourself, and just believing and telling yourself every day that you're the best player out there. I think that's what's helped me the most is just constantly telling myself I'm the best player out there no matter what. And it's not being cocky or, arrogant or anything. It's just that confidence to remind myself that I am supposed to be here and that I can compete. And I think that everybody thinks that. If you ask Connor, and he probably tells himself he's the best player in the world every day because you got to at this level. I mean, you really do. Because you have to have that confidence. And I think that's what I really started to buy in and believe is just believing in myself and what I'm capable of.
Connor, you mentioned playing first base. Did you play any other positions growing up, and how did you decide that first base was really the position for you and where you wanted to specialize?
Oh, I love this question. First base was actually the only position I've never played before college. I probably have the most innings recorded at second base. Uh, Growing up, I caught early on. I mean, everyone pitched a little bit. Played some second, short, third in high school. Uh, all the outfield, wherever I was needed. That was always my marketing tool. I've never been fast, so my marketing was I can play everywhere and I can hit. So I kind of just dabbled everywhere except for first. And then when I committed in high school to the University of Maine, they told me learn how to play first. So I did. My fall there, I played first and right field, then transferred to Hudson Valley, went back to playing a little bit of third, still played first. My second year at Hudson Valley played first, and now that's what I'm at Canisius to do, play some first and swing the bat.
And Brendan, for you, playing the middle infield, how did that come to be?
My whole life growing up, I was a catcher. My dad was a catcher in college, so I always wanted to, be like him. So I caught probably until I was about 12 years old. And then I was really small and I was told, you got to go play second base, you're smaller. And I was upset by it, but then I started to, adapt to it. And then, ever since I'm probably about 13, I've been playing second base. And then once I got to about 14, 15, I moved over to the left side, shortstop, third, bounced around at second. And I've been there ever since, second base, shortstop, third base. For Hudson Valley, I've been playing a lot of second base. Then, over the summer for the Outlaws, I was shortstop, second base, third base, wherever I needed to be.
Well, and there's the perfect segue. I gotta ask you, what was your favorite memory of playing in Oneonta this summer, and what did you enjoy most about being an outlaw?
It's tough. I think, there's so many things. It was a lot of fun with, the guys that we had on the team. Just spending time with them, getting to know who they were, and then being at the field every day, getting to play in front of our fans. Like the 4th of July was a memorable night. That was unbelievable. We were down really, really bad early in the game, and then we came back in front of that crowd. It was unbelievable. But just spending time with the guys, outside of baseball too. We're all from different colleges, so just seeing where they came from and how they ended up here. And it was a really fun summer, even playing golf too a lot. So it was a lot of fun.
Connor, how about for you?
Um, yeah, like Brendan said, meeting a bunch of new guys, new coaches, being able to build those connections. We had the classic summer ball experience, just going to the field every day and playing, and that's about it. Well, probably what I'm most grateful for is having the opportunity to spend a little extra time with my teammates from Hudson Valley. I'm actually heading over there this weekend after our game against Erie to go hang out with them again. But just overall having that just genuine summer ball experience was a great time.
Well, and what's it like playing in Oneonta as opposed to any other place that you could play?
Um, it was different, anywhere else I've played, there's m more than just that team around. I played after my freshman year in the Hamptons on Long Island, and the crowds weren't as big, the crowds weren't as engaged. Then you go to a place like Oneonta, and every kid is asking for your autograph. I mean, we've talked about this in one of my pregame interviews. I'm getting asked for my gear. It was really cool to see all these people care about a game and a team so much with people playing that they really don't even know, but just the care for the team. It was a surreal experience for me. It was the first time I've ever had anything like that.
And Brendan, for you, how would you describe playing at Damaski Field, and what do you think the level of play is really like in the PGCBO?
Yeah, playing at Damascus was awesome. The fans came out every night. Fridays and Saturday nights were awesome there. It felt like the whole town was watching you. And like Connor was saying, all these little kids want your autographs. They look at us like we're big leaguers, which is really cool. And yeah, I think the competition in the PGCBO is really good. Um, I think it was a lot of mid-major guys. So you're seeing a lot of good Division I arms, which has really helped me for this JUCO season because seeing those arms and what they're like, you kind of get a sense of maturity in the box. And then, overall play, I mean, we played against some really good teams. Socrates was a really good team. I mean, they had Ethan Conrad and Byram Hott. They went to Power Five schools. And then Amsterdam had all Power Five kids. So, you're facing some really good competition. And I think it helped me a lot this summer. And then just talking with some of our teammates too about, how they adjust to this or how they adjust to that. I think it helps you a lot. And it definitely helped me coming into my sophomore year at Hudson Valley.
Well, and who do you feel like were some of the biggest influences or guys that you took the most away from out of the locker room this summer?
Connor was definitely one of them. I mean, he's been helping me since Hudson Valley. Connor, J. Ross, I would say Jacoby Dale definitely. Kyle Pollock, a lot of the Marist kids, LIU kids. Everybody really had their own, just small talk, just talking about what they're feeling, what they're seeing. But the more you get to know these guys, the more they'll open up, and you start talking baseball. Like, hey man, like, what do you think in this count, or what do you think when you're out there? Just all these small little questions, and then you start picking their brain a little bit, and it helps you a lot in the long run.
And Connor, how about for you? Who'd you learn the most from this summer?
I hate to say it because I hate to boost his ego, but probably Jaden. I mean, he knows me the best. I lived with him at Hudson Valley and over the summer. He knows how I get mentally. He knows kind of just the right things to say for me when I need something physical, mental, whatever it is. And Jacoby being one of the older guys, having the experience and the insight of the game for so long, was another guy I've really liked talking to about certain approaches and certain feels and stuff like that.
Now let's talk about coaches from the summer. Everybody says, playing for Keaton, playing for Josiah is such a laid back atmosphere. Brendan, you want to just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, they're right out of college. I feel like it almost feels like that anyway. But they get it from a player's perspective. They're kind of more laid back. They let you do your own thing. Um, and sometimes you need that environment because I feel like if you have a coach who's just very hard, especially during the summer where you're trying to get better, Keaton, Josiah were great. I mean, they let everybody in the game. They let everybody get at bats, and they tried to work with you to get better, but they also understood that you're surrounded by college guys, and you could figure it out on your own a little bit too. But as far as practices and everything, they were awesome. You know, it almost felt like, you know, you're playing in the minor leagues. You're just at the field every day, going through the same routine, being around the same guys. And it was a really fun summer. And I'm glad to have played for them.
Connor, do you have anything to add on that one?
Yeah, I mean they were awesome. I agree with everything that Brendan said. Josiah was a big help to me this summer. I talked his ear off about hitting, probably more than he wanted to. But he helped me a lot through the ups and downs, just what I was feeling, what I should be feeling. He was someone I loved talking to over the summer.
Well, and if I had to sit here and ask you, for any potential players in the future out there watching this, why should they come to Oneonta? What would you say?
Um, I would say if you're looking for that genuine summer ball experience where the whole town is backing you, you could walk on the street with an Outlaw shirt and someone's gonna say something about the last night's game. That's the spot for you. If you want that experience with getting asked your autograph and all this like crazy, I guess, big league type of stuff going on around you, that's the spot. It was really cool. And you know, you get to go back to Cooperstown. You're right next to one of the most famous baseball towns, the most famous baseball town you can think of. So I would 100% recommend going back to Oneonta. I'm considering going back to Oneonta this summer. So it's I would definitely put it on the top of the list for anyone looking for a place to play.
Brendan, what do you got for me?
Yeah, just like Connor said, I mean, he covered it all. You know, you're right next to Cooperstown. But also the league is just great. I think, you know, you're gonna see a lot of good competition. And just the people around you. Like we had a great team, we had a great group of coaches. And they made Oneonta feel like home for the summer. And it was a lot of fun. It felt like you're playing in the minor leagues. I mean, you're out on the field every day. And like Connor said, you walk on the street with an Oneonta Outlaw shirt, or you go golfing with your Outlaw shirt on. I mean, everybody's gonna ask you. So it's really cool. The environment is awesome. And then yeah, I think it's a great place to go. And I'm also considering going back for this summer too. So I'm excited for what the future holds. And yeah, I think it's a great place to play.
And you mentioned how the group of guys that you had here this summer made Oneonta feel like home. How do you feel like that really came to be, and how do you feel like you all really clicked and got along so well?
I think in the beginning, you know, it was everybody trying to get to know each other. I mean, me and Connor were hanging out every day, so he was one of the only kids I talked to for the start of the first week. And then once you get to know these kids, you start talking to them. You're playing baseball with them every day. You start hanging out with them at the apartments and everything. You know, you create that bond, and you're on the bus every day. The bus rides are a lot of fun, and you see where these kids come from college, where they're going, or they're transferring, or and you get to know their stories, and it's a lot of fun. And you know, this summer, I mean, it was one of the best summers I've had. It was a lot of fun being with these guys, and it was awesome.
Well, and Brendan, you mentioned a relationship between you and Connor. So, Connor, I'll throw this one to you. What's the relationship between the two of you like?
I hate him. Uh, it's it started obviously at Hudson Valley. It's almost like he's like a little brother to me. You know, got to keep him in check sometimes. Got to teach him some things sometimes. But we'll fight like brothers. We'll have great times like brothers. So it's been a cool relationship. He's called me a bunch this fall, talking about how he's played, things he's struggled with, what to be looking for in other schools and stuff. Um, and you know, like I said, like brother, I love him like a brother. That's my guy. If he needs something, I'm here for him. That's pretty much it.
Thanks, Connor. Appreciate
Well, and Brendan, I'll go back to you here. Now that you guys have both kind of hit on the fact of talking about pro ball, talking about that whole experience, what are your future goals when it comes to both baseball and career-wise?
Yeah, for baseball, for me, my goal has always been to play Division 1 baseball. I think that's everybody's goal. So, you know, this year I really want to focus on just the little things, what I can control to make sure that I can play Division 1 baseball. And you know, just making sure that I do all the little things right and having a good season, being a great teammate, and getting myself out there to the coaches, you know, who are looking for a middle infield guy. because that has been a goal of mine for a very long time. So just try to make that dream come true.
Connor, how about for you?
Uh, Biggest two goals probably is I wanna start. I wanna get on the field. And I want a ring. I think anywhere, whether it's junior college, Division 3, Division 2, Division 1, the end goal is get a ring. That's what we're looking to do. I think we have the team here to do it. We have really competitive at every position. Doing my best this fall to put myself in a spot to get in that lineup. Um, and just go from there, get my degree the over the next 2 years, and hopefully I'll be walking away with two MAC championship rings.
So last question for each of you here. Brendan, I'll start with you on this one. Now that we're kind of winding into the close of the fall here, getting ready for the winter, and then of course spring will be right around the corner. What are your biggest goals for the winter, and what are your biggest goals for next season?
Yeah, for the winter, personal goals, I want to put on a little bit more weight, and get a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, get my body ready for the season because it's a long season and your body's got to be ready for it. You know, I think also mentally preparing that things might not go my way, but I'm gonna bounce back, and I'm ready to have a great season this year, especially with these guys, these group of guys that we have. And like Connor was saying, we want to go win a ring because last year, we got knocked out in the first round of playoffs, and it hurt. It hurt a lot. I remember guys crying on the bus, and it was tough. But this year, we want to go win it all, and I think we have the coaching staff and the team to do that. So that's definitely the number one goal for the season. Go win a ring, and everything else will work itself out.
And Connor, you already mentioned wanting to get on the field, wanting to win a championship. Are there any other specific small things in terms of size-wise, skill-wise that you're particularly working on ahead of the coming season?
Um, getting bigger and stronger. I don't care who you are. Uh, there's always more room to get stronger, always more room to get bigger. Uh, Ball will go out of the yard easier. And just hone in on the perfect swing. The perfect swing's impossible, but know what I need to feel, what I need to be thinking about, having the right approach, just building good habits, to build up that trust between me and the coaches to be able to get myself in the lineup.
Fellas, this has been an absolute blast. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you, Colby.
Stay
Yeah,
tuned for episode 6 of Outside the Law coming soon.